And hello everybody on the internet, and it's another lovely morning, and I've just packed the bike up and I'm ready to leave, and I'm heading south, but not a big ride today, about 70 miles, 77 miles. I'm going to a place called Tubacuta, which is not far from the border to the Gambia, and I'm going to stay there maybe one night, maybe 2 nights, because I've been told that on a Sunday, because today's Sunday, I've been told that on a Sunday the border can be quite busy. Also, I've been told that on a Sunday the ferry over to Banjul, which is the capital of the Gambia, that can be very busy on a Sunday as well. And I've also heard another rumour that the ferry's not working at the moment, so I'm going to head south to Tubacuta. I'm going to stay there for a day, maybe probably 2 nights, wait till things quieten down a bit, and then just take it from there. And from there it's not far, maybe about an hour to the border. But anyway, I'm just about to leave this wonderful place. I've just paid the big man, which was 1,500 francs for 3 nights, which is about £15 really, £5 a night, which wasn't bad at all. It's a pleasant temperature this morning, not too hot. Yesterday morning was really hot, but in the afternoon it was quite good because a little bit of a haze came over, a little bit of cloud, and it sort of cooled down a little bit. Anyway, that's me, back on the road again, heading south, not far, but a little bit closer to the Gambia. And I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye. And hello, just a quick one. I've just stopped for a cup of tea, and you're probably thinking I'm mad having a cup of tea in this temperature. It's about 36, 37 degrees at the moment, but actually a cup of tea is good for you in hot temperatures. And besides, when we're going to get a cold drink round here? Absolutely nowhere. Anyway, I stopped and I was just getting my tea making stuff ready, and I had a message from some Germans I met 2 days ago. They were heading down to the Gambia today, and they sent me a message, which was fantastic of them, to say that the ferry over to Banjul is not working. So plan B, and when you're travelling in this country, you've always got to have a plan B or even a plan C. So plan B is to keep going east, and I'm gonna head a little bit before a place called Tumbakunda to Kungel. That's it, Kungel. I'm going to camp there overnight, and then I'm going to head south tomorrow towards the Gambia, which is only a short journey. It's about 15-20 miles, and apparently there's a very small border crossing there. So that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. So plan B is head east about another 150, 160 miles, camp tonight, and then head south into the Gambia tomorrow. Anyway, I'm going to have my cup of tea. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.
This in 50. Now you have 50. This in the 50. Yeah. Well, Babu Jelly.
Thank you.
Yeah, four print, ball, four.
Perfect.
Great. Good.
Oh, this is beautiful.
It's beautiful, yeah, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can, if you want, you can bring the motorbike over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Very great.
And hello the internet and everyone on YouTube and Facebook, and hello to my subscriber. You're looking indescribably well today. Anyway, I made it into Gambia. What a surprise that was. So I got into Gambia 2 days ago, and I left Senegal and I was heading east because I was going to go east and start coming south. And then I stopped for that cup of tea and I checked my messages, and a German couple had met a few days before. They were heading into the Gambia and they sent me a message to say that the ferry going over the Gambia River into Banjul has broken down. And if that's broken, it means a trip inland of about 125 miles. So I thought, right, we need a plan B. And what my plan B was to continue riding east, keep going along, sort of staying parallel with the Gambia, and then getting to a point about 150 miles in, stay the night, and then I can head south to a small border post coming over into the Gambia. And that's what I did. So I started heading east. Took me most of the day, and then I got to the campsite that was listed sometime in the late afternoon. And I got to the campsite, and I could see straight away it looked a bit run down. There was lots of builders' rubble everywhere, and a guy finally comes out of an office, and I asked him how much to stay overnight, and he says 10,000 francs. And I says, no, it's a bit too much. And he says, no, 10,000. So I says, okay. Got on the bike and I left. Now, 10,000. The going rate in Senegal is 5,000 francs a night on a campsite. Now, if he would have said 10,000, I don't begrudge the money. If he would have said 10,000 francs, which included an evening meal or a breakfast, I would have said yes, okay. But as it was, the camp was run down. And I thought it was asking a little bit too much, really, so I left. Now, my next predicament was, what do I do tonight? I can either wild camp and then make for the border tomorrow, or I could make a rush for the border straight away. So it was about 3:45, and I remember reading that the border closed about 5 o'clock. So I thought, stuff it, I'll do it now. I'll go now. And that's what I did. So from there, heading straight south, it's about 15 miles to the border post, but it's not tarmac road, it's all dirt road, cutting through the country. But no problem. Passed through several villages on the way, which took me by surprise, really, because I just thought it'd all be open land. But as you go through the villages, it's quite traditional, with these circular huts with a thatched roof, and you have to dodge the chickens, the goats, the children playing, the donkeys, the horses as you go through. And I passed through, I think, 3 or 4 of those villages, but I made good time. The road itself, it was dust and dirt all the way, some potholes, some undulations, a lot of corrugation in places, but it was good. I mean, at one point I even got to 4th gear, and it was a good road. I enjoyed it. I finally got to the Senegalese border post about 4:25, and I think he was a bit shocked to see me. I don't think they get many people coming through. So he took me into the office, took my passport, entered all my details into a big ledger. And then I went to see the policeman from the Sûreté, the gendarme, and he wasn't too happy with my paperwork. So we did some explanations, and he finally approved my paperwork. And that was me. So we did a few handshakes. I got outside to the bike, hopped on the bike, started it, and I was waiting for him to dropped the chain for the border, and he just sort of says carry on. So I went to the chain, dropped it, and I rode out. I rode over it and rode out of Senegal. I let myself through the border, which was quite bizarre, really. But anyway, I kept going, and it's about 10 minutes in there, 10, 15 minutes, till you get to the Gambian border, which is a small post. Got there, and it's just a small building, and it had border post painted on it, and there was a small window. Gave me my passport, and the formalities took about 5 minutes, and it was really quick, really easy, and most of all, it cost about £3, which was really good. Gave me a piece of paper, which was my pass avant as such. Stamped the passport. He wanted to check the registration number of my bike, but he couldn't see my registration number, so I had to clean it off for him. But it was good, and I was out of there so quickly and so easily. Got onto the open road, then I started heading east. The first town that I passed through, it was completely closed because I needed some money. And then I remembered it's Sunday, and even though it's predominantly a Muslim country, I think Sundays are still sacrosanct. So I thought, no problem, I'll carry on. And as I left the village, I kept riding, and I was just looking for somewhere to camp, really, because that's what I needed to do. I needed to camp for the night because I had no money. I had euros, dollars, Senegalese francs, but I didn't have any Gambian money. So for that night, I was going to have to camp wild. Anyway, at one point, I saw a track leading off into the bush, and it was going up. And I thought, I'll have a look there. So I turned off, started following this track. We started going up a hill, and I got to the top of the hill after about 200 metres, and it was a completely flat plateau. So I got off the bike, had a look round to see if there's any animal droppings around, as you do, and there was nothing. So that's where I camped for the night. And it was great. It was really quiet and peaceful, and pretty mild as well after a hot day. The next morning, I had a really good sleep overnight. It was so quiet and peaceful. Had breakfast, packed the bike up, left my hilltop refuge, and went back to the nearest village again because I needed to get some money. Got to the village, and it was full of chaos and colour because it was market day. It was mobbed. There was goats, donkeys everywhere, people setting up their stalls on the road. I finally got through it, and I saw the Bureau de Change, stopped the bike, went in, and I managed to change €50, which will tide me over for somewhere to stay and also some fuel because I'm down to about half a tank. Came out of there and had to fight my way to the bike because it was surrounded. Finally got through, got on there, had an audience, started the bike, and I got myself out of the town. And I started heading east. I continued about 20 miles or so, and I came to this point on the Gambian River where there's a ferry that comes across to, I think it's called Macaulay Island. And there's no timetable for the ferry. The ferry captain, he just comes across when he sees enough vehicles and people. He'll come across, he'll load up, and when he sees enough on the other side, he'll go across, and he goes backwards and forwards like that. The ferry is just a big landing craft, really. So I got my ticket, which was $50, about 50 pence. And I just waited and sat there, and lots of people saying hello, coming to look at the bike. The ferry finally arrived, didn't have to wait long at all. And they waved me on first. Got on first, got to the back, then I had to do 180, get the bike around when we get to the other side. And it was okay at first, but then it became a bit difficult because people started coming on with their goats and their chickens. I got the bike around, put it on a side stand, and that was it. And I thought we'd be waiting for a while, but we didn't wait long, and we were away. And it only took about 10 minutes to get across the river. And when we got across, I let everybody off, and they kept waving me for what I wanted to do. It was quite a dip down and quite a dip up, so I just wanted to wait till everyone was clear, and they kept saying, come on, come on, come on, come on. So I waited and waited and waited till everyone was clear, and I got myself across. And the town, when you get off the ferry, is called Jamjambura, and it's quite a big town. There's a few shops here, there's a museum as well. And the place that I wanted to come to is about 1.5 miles outside the town, and it says proper little campsite. So I stopped in Jamjambura, got myself a SIM card, got some water, got some bread, finally got on the bike and left the town and followed this dirt track out of the town for about 1.5 miles. Got to the place and it was closed, so there was a number on there, a WhatsApp number. So I was just about to call the number and I heard some shouting, and I looked over and there was a chap coming down on a bicycle. And it was the caretaker, a guy called Sheriff. So he opened up, got the bike in, and this is where I've camped, right next to the water's edge. And it's great. I'm the only camper here, which is amazing. He said that they have busy times. They get a lot of Germans, especially with camper vans. But sometimes he gets busy weeks, sometimes he gets weeks with nobody at all. So that's where I camped last night, right next to the water's edge. And Sheriff, the caretaker, he opened up the shower and the toilet. But the shower and the toilet are not connected to mains water, so what you have to do is use buckets of water from the river to flush the toilet. And if you want a wash or a shower, you just get a bucket of water and you wash yourself down. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. When you come to this part of the world, you just cannot expect flushing toilets and showers. So you've got to live accordingly. Anyway, that was last night. I had a really good night last night. It was really quiet. I was cooking my dinner next to the water as the dusk started. I put lots of repellent on last night, but it's weird because even though I put on lots of mosquito repellent, they still find me. They still find me. But one of the golden rules as well when you're camping in any climate really, and I learnt this in Scotland, is when you get your tent up, you never unzip the inside of your tent unless you're getting in and getting out, because you get, in Scotland especially, we get a little thing called midges, little mini mosquitoes, and they'll follow you in and then they'll pest you all night. But last night I was quite careful getting into the tent, and what you do, I sit there with my light on for about 5 minutes waiting to see if there's anything buzzing around. And I was on mosquito patrol last night, nothing, so I thought fantastic, I'm okay. Went to sleep, had a great sleep, peaceful sleep. When I was going off, I could hear lots of strange noises. I could hear grunts and groans further from down the river. And I asked Sheriff this morning, and he says probably hippo. At dusk last night, there was lots of hoots. And I panicked there from the monkeys, which live not far away. Green monkeys, I think they are. But I had a great sleep last night. Anyway, I woke up about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. I was just a little bit cool because I was right near the water's edge. So I just needed to put a t-shirt on. And all of a sudden I could feel the top of my head. And I thought, I've been bitten. And my shoulder as well. And I had the light on. The next thing I saw something buzzing around. And yeah, I had a stowaway. So I spent about 5 minutes trying to get it. And I finally got it. But the damn thing had got me. It got me on top of the head and got me on the shoulder. And the worst thing about mosquito bites is trying not to itch. As soon as you start itching it, oh, it just never stops, does it? Anyway, so that was last night. So I've had 2 nights at this campsite in Jamjambura. I went to the town this morning, bought some more water, got a little bit of food, got some more bread. And then tomorrow I'm off again, and tomorrow I'm heading west. I may stop about halfway. I've seen a campsite again on the Gambian River. I may stop there, or I may carry on towards the coast. I don't know yet. I'll see how I feel tomorrow. I'll have a look at the campsite on the way. There's 2 campsites to choose from, so I'll have a look and see what they like. And if they don't interest me, then I'll just carry on towards the coast. And that's me. But yeah, I've had a very successful couple of days. Left Senegal on Sunday. Didn't expect to get into the Gambia as soon as I did, but I did. And I had a great border crossing. Since my border crossing in Mauritania, I've just become a bit fearful of border crossings, really. I don't think that they make it easier getting into Senegal. So I was a little bit trepidatious about the border crossing near Banjul. But as it turned out, I came inland and I went to that small border post, and it was so simple, so easy, so friendly, and it was a great experience. And I had a good ride as well, and especially that road, that 15 miles to the border post, it was real good fun. I mean, I got up to 4th gear at one stage, standing on the pedals. I was really, really enjoying it. And with my chain, what I've got to do today, I've got to tighten my chain, because coming over that road, my chain was clack, 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 clack. It's really loose at the moment, so I do need to tighten it up. But that's me. I'm here in the Gambia, enjoying it, in this beautiful little paradise. And it is, it's full of flowers, it's right next to the water, and it's so peaceful and it's so quiet. And I'm the only person here. It's great. And I can walk around in my boxer shorts and not frighten anybody, which is amazing. But tomorrow I'm back on the road again, heading west. And then a few days after that, I'll be in Banjul, and hopefully with some good Wi-Fi, so I can upload some videos. So thanks for watching, thanks for sticking with me, thanks for all the thumbs ups and all the messages of encouragement, and just thank you for being there. Thank you very much indeed, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye bye.